In any case, without further ado, taking a look here at 5 dozen eggs with the Lizardmen and Bretonnia. Shetland Apache is going to have 4 peasant mob. We're going to have some skink skirmishers over here, 3 of them. And then here in the center, we're going to have a dino corps, if I've ever seen one. We've got the thunderous one, Ancient Stegodon. You've got ourselves a Feral Dread Saurian and Lord Mazdamundi on top of Slack. Going to have ample supply of questing knights, including one of them being the ROR, Companions of Quenelle. So how does the format work for twos? Are there still faction bans? Yes, there is still faction bans. And I'll explain it right after this battle when we're in the loading, when we're in the lobby for round 2. But yeah, it pretty much works the same as 1v1 picking bans, with the exception of the ace match. So Knights Errant over here on the right flank, and the Fey Enchantress is going to be leading Bretonnia to the field of battle. Now for the Dwarfs and Tomb Kings, looks like we're going to have some Dwarf Warriors, backed up by Iron Breakers, and one of them being the ROR. Got the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, King Nikesha's Scorpion Legion. Then we're going to have 2 Bone Giants, going to be firing away. Got Setcher the Imperishable, a Necrotect, and then we're going to be looking at Thorgrim, Grudgebearer, Felix, and Gotrek. And yeah, so Setcher the Imperishable on top of the Chariot of the Gods. He riding into battle. Fey Enchantress running over there trying to get danger close. And interesting stuff indeed. Oh, what is she doing? Almost looks like she baited out that blasting charge to do some nice damage on the warriors. And maybe just trying to get them to waste their ammunition too. But yeah, and even if she stays in combat with them for a second, she starts doing that AoE damage on them, so interesting strategy there from 5 dozen eggs. However, this Tomb King Dwarf build looks pretty strong, and I have to say, we may be seeing the work cut out for our Lizardmen and Bretonian forces here. Bone Giants are going to continue firing away, doing some nice damage, but so far it just looks like on the approach, Lizardmen and the Bretonians have approached it well, recognizing that they need to be cautious here. Don't want to get, you know, discombobulated, get their lines and formations uneven, and showing up with relative discipline. Right now, all of the skink skirmishers are going to be showing up to shoot into the Bone Giant. Peasant mob coming out to tie down the Nogrimling's Iron Breakers, who nicely are not on fire at will. They don't want to waste their ammunition on peasants. Over here, Bone Giants continuing to focus away on the Feral Dread Saurian. But, I mean, once these dinos get in here, what are the Iron Breakers going to do? And what are Gotrek and Felix and Thorgrim going to do, you know? These dinos may just be having a lovely feast. There goes some lightning from the thunderous one. And boy, oh boy, this is, as I like to say, a cacophony of madness. And I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. Besides, there's a lot of big dinosaurs stomping on top of a lot of skeletons and stunties. Bretonian cavalry is showing up now, and I like the discipline they showed here. Not showing up too early. They kind of showed up later than everyone else. There goes a big ruination of cities from Mazdamundi. Doesn't look like it did too much damage. Maybe some to the infantry, but cavalry were nicely far away from that. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. A very tanky core here to the Dwarfs and the Tomb Kings. But as far as the infantry fight is going, it does look like the Lizardmen and the Bretonians will have more than enough to take care of all of the Dwarf and Tomb King infantry. And usually when it comes to, you know, big single entity engagements in the late game, whichever faction still has the meat shield infantry tends to come out on top in those engagements. However, a big thing here is Bone Giants do not break, neither does a Hero Titan, and they will have the mass to hold these dinosaurs in place while Gotrek and Thorgrim and Felix run around and dish out a ton of damage to them. So that's one thing I think we need to keep in mind, is that in spite of the lack of infantry that is now on the field for the Han Clan's team, they still have a lot of powerful combinations when it comes to unbreakable single entities and a very deadly hero Doomball squad on the ground. And that only just hit me now, honestly, but now in hindsight it should have been apparent that that's actually quite a smart move in terms of how to make the most use out of your infantry death ball, because so often you'll see these Lizardmen dinos, these Bretonnian cav units, just running in and out with impunity because they have the mass to pull through infantry, hit them with the cycle charge, get that continual charge bonus, and then wear them down over time. But with the Bone Giant and a Hero Titan here to help pin these units in place, you can really get the most work out of your infantry death squad if possible. Case in point here, all these knights getting tied up. In comes Felix, in comes Gotrek, and they're doing a ton of damage, and there goes Thorgrim as well. And boom, terror kicking in, and the Bretonnian cav is automatically just not enjoying it. But as I say that, there is still quite a strong skirmishing contingent here available to the Lizardmen. So 5 dozen eggs does have options, and it seems like they're using those blow darts very well here to wear down the Hero Titan and Bone Giant. However, that Necrotech really getting a lot of value with those restores. Jurassic Park indeed. What is this meme army? I mean, it's a meme army that may be winning it, and it is tournament legal. You know, they're not breaking the single entity model count. They're not breaking, you know, the small army count. Nothing. They're just it's rather atypical, but that's what happens in 2v2s. You just don't think of these battles normally. And look at this, guys. I mean, the Feral Dread Saurian taking quite a lot of damage, but there goes a regrowth on top of them. And this may be what makes the big difference in who wins this battle, is the healing that the Lizardmen can be bringing. However, balance of power is still significantly in favor of the of 5 dozen eggs. No, of Defaniv. Sorry, for some reason, blue team and red team are backwards. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, yeah, so still in favor of our blue team here, which the red team on the scoreboard, Han, is looking alright, but the Bone Giant is debilitated. Critical binding. Hero Titan's coming in, but there goes the Bone Giant. It's going to shatter, and even that's not making a huge dent in the balance of power. Over here, that Feral Dread Saurian that had just been getting regrowthed, it's going to get an apotheosis right now, but it is routing. It just seems like Gotrek and company are having a field day whenever this guy comes into combat. And yeah, look at that. A Bone Giant completely destroyed, and somehow the balance of power is still in favor of the Tomb Kings and Dwarfs. Bretonnian Knights continually chasing down Setcha the Imperishable. I think that's the next best target. You know, get rid of the leadership. He's probably more, he's not squishy, but he's probably more squishy than some of the other targets on the field right now. And it does look like the Thunderous One, Ancient Stegodon, is going to be trying to hit him. Over here, going to see a whole swath of Bretonnian troops routing away. Dreaded Saurian is going to be coming back into the fight now. And Setcha the Perishable is going to continue diving in and out, but he just took a huge hit to the back from the Thunderous One. Harmonic's Convergence is down on top of the Thunderous One now. And Setcha the Imperishable's got to be careful. Over here as well, it looks like we're going to be seeing the Hero Titan in a 1v1 duel against Mazdamundi. Another fight that really isn't going to go their way, and they probably just want to get the hell out of there and avoid that. The Tomb Kings will only be strong as long as their heroes and their single entities are stacked right on top of each other, as far as I'm concerned, because otherwise they just really don't have enough mass to do well in combat. In the back here, we're going to see those Knights Errant getting routed by Setcha the Imperishable. we're also going to be seeing the Hero Titan getting doubled down now by the Dread Saurian and Mazdamundi. And will he be able to survive this? I'm just not sure. Thorgrim is coming over, trying to help out. Hero Titan is turning around to run away. But Mazdamundi's coming for him. And so is the Fey Enchantress. And is this Hero Titan going to go down for the count right now, guys? Some awkward staggering going on there, but hey, it's all part of the game. And then the Thunderous one, Ancient Stegodon, is going to come in to get him. And it does look like he's crumbling out. Oh, there he goes. To his knees. Onto his face. Hero Titan is off the field of battle. And still the balance of power is in favor of blue. This is crazy, guys. I mean, and look at that. A huge volley from the Thunderous one into poor old Cetra. Cetra maybe going for the Fey Enchantress right now? But who's going to win? This is like they are both down to the bare minimum of health. It may just be the break. Oh my god. Cetra the Imperishable. I think he's going to perish. There he goes. He just perished. The Fey Enchantress is routing, but alive. And now the balance of power is even more in favor. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens here, but I guess they still have Thorgrim, and Thorgrim does have enough mass to help in the fight against this Cav and single entity monsters on the field, so that's going to be crazy if they carry this, though, as far as I'm concerned. Especially Felix, he's prone to terror routing. You have the Dread Saurian and Thorgrim, who are both very capable in melee combat, doing some good damage. And now look at that. Felix, he's hurting. Oh, a huge hit. And there goes routing right now. Standard ground has been popped by Thorgrim, but there goes Felix. Felix is dead. And this could be the straw that breaks the camel's backs now, as Gotrek is also getting dominated. The Thunderous one coming in for a rear charge. Oh, a huge hit on top of Thorgrim, and look at that, the balance of power is starting to go back to the middle, everyone. There goes a big old Earthblood on top of all of the Dino units in here. A huge charge from Mazdamundi. Thorgrim still not taking the most damage. Thorgrim is being an absolute boss in this fight. And Gotrek, although he's taking a lot of damage, it seems like the Lizardmen aren't focusing on him anymore. They're focusing on Thorgrim. And I would say at this point, you just want to get rid of Gotrek because he's the unbreakable one. And apparently Thorgrim is just impossible to hit or something. 62 defense on top of that thing. Whew. He's a monster. But there goes a huge hit on top of Gotrek. And yeah, I just don't see how they pull this off from here. Now we're going to be seeing 5 eggs using their trap units quite well. Diving in here, pinning them in place, pulling the dinosaurs out, getting ready to just alternate the charging in between them all. Thunderous one taking the first swing. Oh my goodness. Gotrek popped his healing. And that put the balance of power back over in Han's favor. Oh no, but there goes Gotrek. Thorgrim Grudgebearer, is he going to be able to get that Feral Dread Saurian? No, it still has 1100 HP. He doesn't have armor piercing. Yeah, this has to be it. And there we go. Epic slow-mo into full speed charge. Thorgrim Grudgebearer, you would think, has regeneration at this point, guys. Felix has been dead forever. And he has so much HP left. Well, now he's going to get just trounced, I think, by the dinos. But, looking at their melee attack, 34, 55, 26, and Thorgrim has an 86 melee defense right now. 86 melee defense on top of Thorgrim. This guy is a badass in the most extreme sense of the word. And that's going to be a GG. Just because of Thorgrim, man. He's that powerful. All the dinosaurs were really low health. And Thorgrim being full health, I think it was just kind of like falsely inflated because of him. But he's an expensive lord and he's a tank. Like, if there was anything there to support him in that fight, he would have won. Like, I'm thinking even a minor, he probably would have won that fight. But yeah, the balance of power there really weighted heavily towards Thorgrim, it would seem. And I mean, I have to give him credit. Like I said, Felix was dead for like 2 minutes, and I come back and look at him, and I'm like, how the hell are you still just alive, Thorgrim?